Bienvenidos. Welcome guys to another episode of Spain on a Fork. You know, there's certain dishes that stand out above the rest and kind of stick with you forever. That is exactly what we're making here today. Spanish roasted onions with wine, spices, and herbs. That is possibly one of the most captivating recipe titles I have ever heard. Seriously guys, these onions are insanely delicious, loaded with flavors, minimal prep work, effortless to put together. You guys can serve these onions as a tapas appetizer or even as a side dish. Heck, add them on top of some grilled fish, some grilled chicken, or even steak for an explosion of flavors. Now to make this recipe, I am using some saffron threads from Magic Saffron. They sent this to me to try out here on Spain on a Fork. This is some organic grade 1 high quality premium saffron. Of course, I've already given this a try folks. This is the real deal. Amazing saffron. Get yourself a tin of it. Link in the description box below. Really quick before we get to the recipe, don't forget to pick up your Spain on a Fork merchandise and support the show. You guys will find all this fabulous merchandise for sale below this video. We're going to begin by grabbing one large onion and cutting about 1/4 inch from each end. I'm going to cut a slit on the onion. This is going to make it easier to remove the layers. I'm going to remove about 1 to 2 of the outer layers. And we're going to cut this into rounds that are a little over 1/4 inch thick. Once you have your onions sliced up, add them into a casserole dish, and we're going to set this aside. Next up, we're going to crack open a bottle of white wine and add 1 cup into a large bowl. Add in 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Squeeze in 1 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice. We'll thinly slice 2 cloves of garlic and add them into the bowl. We'll grab half a teaspoon of saffron threads and pinch them in there. Add in 1 teaspoon of dried parsley flakes, half a teaspoon of dried thyme, and season it with some sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And now we're going to whisk this together until everything's perfectly combined. Once you have the mixture well mixed, let's slowly pour over the onions. And make sure to add everything else that's left over in the bowl. You want the garlics to not be on top of the onions. Just let them swim in that white wine sauce. And for the final touch, we're going to season our onions with some sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. One last ingredient, a very important ingredient, make sure you add 2 small sprigs of fresh rosemary in there. And again, put them on top of the wine, not on top of the onions. Alright guys, now let's add our onions into a preheated oven. Bake and broil option, that's the bottom heat and the top heat. 210 degrees Celsius, which is about 410 degrees Fahrenheit, and make sure you put it in the middle rack. Exactly 45 minutes after adding the onions into the oven, let's go ahead and take them out. Now using a spatula, we're going to gently grab our onions and transfer them onto a dish. Then we'll make sure we add all the garlics into the dish. Spread them around and drizzle in that remainder of that white wine sauce. And for the final touch, I'm going to grab some fresh parsley, finely chop it, and then sprinkle it on top of the onions. This is just going to add a beautiful fresh touch. Okay guys, our roasted Spanish onions are done. Look how insane this looks. But the best part of it all is the aromas in this kitchen and the rest of this house are insanely delicious. Let's give these a try and see how they turned out. Here we go. Wow. I'm telling you, it's an explosion of flavors, all those fresh herbs, the dried herbs, and then that saffron that just really shines through, the garlic, and then the texture of those onions is spot on. These kind of melt in your mouth. Guys, such a great recipe, loaded with flavors, effortless to put together. I just kind of had an idea right now, adding one of these onions on top of a burger. Wow, that would be insane. Really quick before I go, I'd like to give out a quick shout out to one of my patrons, Robert Jefferson, aka the Kamakura Gardener. Again, Robert, thank you so much for all your support. You know that I truly appreciate you. For the rest of you, if you want to join Spain on Fork on Patreon, helps me with ingredients and equipment to continue making videos like this. You guys will find that link in the description box below. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, smash that subscribe button. Till the next time, hasta luego.